And welcome back to Talk Smack with Mac. I'm with my dog, Ryan Smith. He's stopping by and blessing me with his presence. He works for the Las Vegas Review-Journal, and that's about all I know about the guy.
Are you ready? Let's talk smack.
It's interesting how we met each other. We were in a podcasting Facebook group, and they're like, rep your city. He was like, Vegas. I was like, Vegas. I was like, oh, shit. Do you want to do a pod together? And that's how it happened. Ryan, how you doing?
Good. Again, it's awesome to be able to meet you, actually be able to do this face-to-face. We've been doing so many virtual, talking with guests and stuff like that. So it's nice to actually be in a studio and actually be here talking with you.
Hey, man, calling this a studio pumps me up.
And we got to rep Vegas, too.
Yeah.
I was like, wait a second, another Vegas person. Like, yo, let's go.
Yeah, man, Vegas is a very small city, but we have a lot of people trying to do shit out here. So that is part of the reason why I started this podcast. Among a few other things, I wanted to create a platform for Las Vegas talent. Whether you're, a writer, whether you do music, whether you podcast, play a sport, I don't really give a damn. If you have talent and you're from my backyard, I want to be the person to build you up because it seems like we don't get that here.
Right.
We have a lot of talent and we have a lot of people coming out of Vegas, but yet they don't get the shine they deserve for whatever reason. And the people that make it, they don't say, yeah, man, thanks Vegas. You got places like LA, the Bay, you got Atlanta, all of these places that support their own.
Right.
And I'm like, man, we need to do that here in Vegas.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I mean, I feel like too, and again, with what I do, I dabble a lot within the video game and esports industry. So you've got some big ass teams that have come out here, esports wise, that have talked about it.
I'm a Madden dog. Ask about me.
See, exactly. And they are, they're working on. I feel like we haven't quite gotten to the point where, that community outreach and that you see with traditional sports, you don't really have it on an esports side. You don't have it on an artist level as much as far as just Vegas locals. Because, we're the entertainment capital of the world. There are a ton of amazing, absolutely ridiculously talented people out here.
In everything.
Everything, exactly. So the fact that there's not more... just community gatherings and people collaborating and stuff like that. Like, that's why I can appreciate something like this where it's, again, getting together, collaborating with somebody.
Yes, let's help each other.
Exactly. No, I love it. Yeah,
and, one person that does come to mind that does rep Vegas and he is an icon is Floyd Mayweather, and he's not even from here.
Right.
He contributed a lot of his success from Las Vegas and the market that we have, and he's always talking about Vegas.
Right.
And it's like, why don't we have that from actual people that were, raised here, that were born here? And I'm one of the few people that were born and raised here. There's not many of us.
Right. Yeah. No, that's right. There's few and far between. Again, I'm a transient from, I came originally from Illinois. I've been out here now, though, like 15, going on 16 years. So it's.
Did you go to school out here?
No, I didn't go to school out here. It was my random roommate, which I actually just went to his wedding here a couple weeks ago in Mexico, or a few weeks ago in Mexico. Yeah. No,
I want to go to Mexico. It
sounds
like
nice.
a good time.
I'm not gonna lie. Like the missus and the kid weren't able to go because we're expecting a child here next month.
Congratulations!
So thank you so much.
Boy or girl?
Girl. Another girl. So it'll be two girls.
Another girl. Oh, another man. Girl. So you're a softie.
I have a 7-year-old, and then we're about to have a newborn.
I have a 4-year-old daughter, man, and she made me the biggest softie in the world. I have to like kind of prove to myself I'm still a little tough, but like a little pillow next to
Hey, I get after I get my games in. It's like I can talk all the trash I want during game. On the off time, I'm dad. I got to keep it chill. But so there. I feel like this town is just super, super transient. And there's not a lot of, but there are a decent amount, I feel like, probably, of people that were born and raised here. But it's, again, it's hard to really pick out what they're doing. And a lot of people are coming here to do something or create something or work on the strip or whatever.
It's like I guess you take it for how you will, the modern day Hollywood. Everybody was going to Hollywood to start their dream. Now Vegas, like you were saying, is the entertainment capital of the world. You know, you come to Vegas if you want to have a good time, party.
Yes.
And we just have so many things that contribute to that. Right. So if you want to come to Vegas, there's definitely a lot of things that you could pursue, you know, especially with the Raiders coming here. We had the Golden Knights come recently, the Aces.
The A's may, you know, they're in talks
the A's in talks. And I believe somebody said, I don't know if MLB commission or whatever, they're like, hey, A's or Oakland, you got this much time. If not, they're most likely going to Vegas.
Exactly. So, and I know that the city had proposed something up there to them. They didn't even bring them in on the meetings, and they were not happy about it at all.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, it's crazy because we went from having absolutely no sports, not a professional team would touch this city, to having like 3 or 4. We have the WNBA out here as well. It just exploded, and I was like, I've always said, it was like, yeah, Vegas is a great town for, you know, it'd be a great town to have sports.
Very
and
supportive.
Yeah, and not only that, but then you get
sorry to cut you off, which blows my mind that we're so supportive in our professional teams, but the local talent isn't getting no love. Ass backwards is this.
It's like, what's going on with that?
It's because people want to gamble here, so they're like, come on, motherfuckers, win this shit.
Right.
Golden Knights, you're the only team I know.
But I mean, again, too, you got to think the Golden Knights' inaugural year was the same time as 1 October. So, you know what I mean? What a number one. And I work in news. I actually I was nominated for an Emmy because I went in and started off the breaking news that night. You know, it was just, I mean, that was mind-boggling. You've seen it in other reports, you've seen it in other cities, but you never really think that it's going to happen.
It's going to happen in your home.
Backyard. Yeah. I mean, one of my bosses, his daughter was down there and stuff like that. So, you know, the city really needed something like that, and I felt like the Golden Knights starting really brought us together.
And then the success that they had, too.
What a crazy, insane season.
Something to take our minds, well, I wasn't here, I was in the military still, but something to take the fans' minds off of the tragedy that happened. It's something to rally behind.
Right.
And they came here and fucking ran with it and took it all the way to the championship.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess
that was nuts.
Yeah.
That was nuts. But I mean, I don't think since that time, that really was when this felt like a community, and the community really came together. Outside of events like that, I think, now it's a time, and it's been a little difficult too, especially the last year and a half that we've had. But I would love to see more artists getting together and creating and doing things out here. Obviously, getting those big time shows, you have to deal with. There's a lot that you have to deal with as far as with that. But on a creator's level, there's a ton that we can do now more than ever. Equipment, the means to be able to create is out there and it's feasible. You know what I mean? There's
the availability of everything is a lot easier.
Yes, there's no reason that we shouldn't be out there just making things. I know that this film Takeout Girl has gotten a national accreditation. It recently came out, but that was the Vegas crew that
What's it called again?
That. It's called Takeout Girl.
Takeout Girl. Yes. I gotta check that out.
The director. Hassan Johnson, I believe. Right Hassani Johnson, I believe. And then Del Rosa, I believe, is the one that created it. Solid film. Local crew, cast, excellent. Stuff like that. Like it's solid. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check it out. I would love to have them on the pod. Recently, I had Jesse Lipscomb from Black Summer. He played Mance. He was on the pod. That was great. I had a couple actresses from a horror movie I watched. So it's like sports is like my passion, my love. Yeah. But movies, and more specifically horror movies, is right there. But shit, I'm down. I absolutely love the process of the movie making. Right. It takes such a team process, from the sound guy, the light guy, the director, the producer, the writer, the actors.
Full collaborative effort
in a perfect sequence that doesn't even last long.
Right.
You have 6 months to a year worth of work for. I'm thinking like most films. I'm not a professional, but I'm thinking it takes that much time. Right. 6 months to a year of hard ass work for an hour and a half of excellence, and it takes a group team effort. I love that.
Yep.
So man, I would love to have them on the pod. I might reach out to them.
Yeah.
More
I'll
local
send you
talent.
over. Yeah, I'll send you over this stuff and whatnot. I'll send you over
hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So you were saying. Your roommate got married out here, but you're talking about moving to Vegas. How did that come into fruition?
Right. So we had talked about it, and that was just something that we said once we graduate college. we're going to move out to Vegas. And that's exactly what we did. We graduated. I'm gonna say my age here a little bit, but I graduated in 2006, worked that summer. That September, we packed up my car. Packed up. No. Wait.
I'm 27.
You're 27. All right.
Yeah.
I'm almost 38. So I turned 38 this year.
You ain't too old, man. You looking good. Shit.
I'll take it.
I think it's the hair, man. Once I'm bald and shit, my age just goes quick. I went from 17 to fucking 35 immediately.
I know how that goes. But we did that, packed it up, and I had gotten a degree in Bachelor of Arts in broadcasting and then a minor in theater. So it was always my goal. Originally I was planning on moving to California, and my roommate's the one that convinced me to move out here. And,
a lot cheaper back then.
And that was one of the selling points. Yeah. It's going to be a lot cheaper. That you could still drive there if you wanted to. This and that. So I was like, all right, that makes sense. Mm-hmm. And he had a little bit of family out here too. So we moved out here, and then it was about a month before I found a job. Luckily, through somebody, an alumni from Western Illinois University, that's where I went to school, was able to put me in contact with some of the people, the hiring people at some of the stations out here, and I got hired on to a station.
Is that what you wanted to do when you were coming out here?
Between that, acting, just.
So
whatever.
You were open.
I was just open.
What were you doing in that month? Like, were you putting in applications? Were you going to auditions?
All right. I'll tell you the truth here. The first 2 weeks,
you partied.
was partying. Yeah. It was partying, but it was only like 2 weeks, and I didn't
celebration.
Yeah,
for
exactly.
Your hard work.
We're here. My birthday was also like that week that I moved out here.
Yeah, I would have partied too.
We went hard. We went hard. So it didn't last long, though. It didn't last long.
It's hard to keep that up.
Yeah, exactly. Then you have to pay for an apartment and all the fees and blah blah blah. So it's
and
like
headaches.
I was just like, all right, I gotta start looking for a job real quick here. I got into the ABC affiliate out here, and I started out as a teleprompter operator and just started learning each position and going through to the point where I ended up as a production manager, and I was a production manager over there for like 13 years.
How'd you like all that entire process?
I news is a grind. Mm-hmm. News is a machine. It just keeps grinding. Every day there's something. And it really starts kind of messing with one's psyche as well. Just hearing, especially
everything
in a
that's
city.
Going down in the
so
city,
you're not only hearing it internationally, nationally, but then especially, in your city and just seeing everything that's going on. You're like, oh shit, I ain't going over that way. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm chill on that. But it's just, it was really grindy. And for me, it's always like broadcasting for me was more of a means to an end for acting. And I wanted to know the behind the scenes stuff and what I felt that what took place behind the scenes is important and helps me in front of the camera as well. Mm-hmm. But then it ended up turning into more of a career. So far, so everything that I've done, for the most part, has been
turn it off.
Behind the scenes stuff. So it's like, again, for me, it's
you got both sides of the puzzle.
Exactly, and I've been able to do that. For me, it's very much, especially with technology and how we've become so digital. I was already doing that stuff well before, and I helped some of these places implement systems to be able to, go on digitally, build out a system to be able to this and that. Like, that's part of what I do, is like, knowing the engineering side. And that all came from me being like, I think I'm going to start streaming some video games.
Oh,
no, that's really what it
okay.
was. And that was because I had an ex-girlfriend that absolutely hated the fact that I played video games. So I was like, look, listen, I can stream, maybe make a little money, and, I can play my games. And
did it work like that?
Huh?
Did it work like that? You're making a little money?
Yeah, I do make money.
Hey,
I currently make money. Yeah, I did actually. Like, I built it up, and I had no idea what I was getting myself into.
Yeah,
learning that whole world, especially. You know what I mean? It is definitely it's a younger mentality down there, and there's a lot of stuff that I'm realizing, like, oh shit, I'm the old guy in the room. like you know what I mean? It's like they're like, you're saying all these crazy words. What are you saying? I don't know what that means. So I'm always learning.
Break it down for me, old man.
Yeah. It's just like I can't even. It's like that is lit. What is lit? What are you talking about?
You on fire there?
Yeah. Like what? Excuse me. So I learned a lot about that, but I also learned, and it's crazy because I've made a ton of IRL friends, in real life friends, from this, friends that will be, lifelong friends.
Yeah.
Just through this and building a community and speaking with people. And really that's what I found, because I was like, it doesn't make sense. Why do people watch people play video games? It sounds boring as hell. And, so I went in and checked it out, and it was like, oh shit. Like, I don't really care what they're playing. It's just that I'm having a great time in here and speaking with them and hanging out and like, and different people have different things or different reasons for watching people. But that was something that I really boom, bulb lights up like, oh, this is why people watch people play video games.
You get into a 6-man party with your homies playing Call of Duty. There's a lot of laughs and jokes that are going to be said that you would only hear if you were in the party.
Right.
I remember fresh out of high school, him and I and some of our friends used to play, Call of Duty in the summertime, man, just talking so much shit. It's a good time. So I guess that does make a lot of sense why people would watch that.
Absolutely.
We heard some Dave Chappelle-esque jokes in those party chats, man.
Classic. It's classic. You know what I mean? Now you get to do, now everyone has a platform to be able to create communities, meet people, have a gathering place and experience things together. It's just, really just seeing how much we've become, digital and especially with everything that's happened, we had even more of a dependency now to be able to get into the digital space and connect with people and reach out and still try to find some sort of normalcy, where I feel like a lot of people, they have people love being in front of people, you know what I mean? And there's nothing like that at all. But I feel like it really opened up a lot of people to actually being able to go into the digital space and say, oh, I've met this person that, is crazy, or this person's going to be in my wedding, or I've seen relationships, and marriages come from that stuff. It's nuts, man. It's nuts.
I just seen a picture on Facebook. It was like, we've been Call of Duty friends for 6 years, and we're finally beating each other, and they're best friends.
That's awesome.
You learn a lot about people when you're sitting there playing video games. That's when you're most relaxed. That's when you're trying to decompress.
Right.
That's when you could talk about your day or just talk shit. Whatever floats your boat. And yeah, man, my cousin, he makes a lot of friends playing Grand Theft Auto, playing Call of Duty, all of that shit.
Yep.
That's something I got to get into. The only game that I was really like in the lobbies with people was Friday the 13th.
Oh yeah, that was messed up though. How that ended up playing out? Because isn't that game dead now?
When you get on, I still play every once. It's been like maybe 6 months, but when I get on, you get a full lobby quick. It was the licensing problem, right?
Yeah. Which was a shame, because I played a little bit of it. It was fun. Yeah,
it's so much fun.
Well, all right. Let me ask you: Do you ever play like Dead by Daylight or anything like that?
I haven't. I think I even bought it, but I never played it.
Very similar. You have different like essentially hunters or whatever, but very similar style as far as with Friday the 13th.
I think they put Bruce Campbell in it, and I'm a geek when it comes to Bruce Campbell and Evil Dead. So that made me want to play.
They always have cool people. Like I feel like they always come up with new killers and new survivors and stuff like that, which is that community is thriving. It's a crazy
I might have
community.
to check it out, man. Yeah. Like I don't know, since I started doing a podcast, I don't have as much time for video games with it. It's a shame, because it is a very good way to decompress.
Right.
So, you have your mind focused on one thing. You're not on your phone. You're not paying attention to other bullshit. Nowadays, we always have our phone. We're always doing this. We have our laptops. When you're playing video games, it's like, fuck everything else.
Right.
I'm hopping on the game.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, man, it's going to be interesting to see if I get back into video games. I really want to, because it's fun.
I was saying that's funny, because that's like all I do is play video games.
So you said esports is what you wrote about, right?
So we talk about so I'm actually the co-host of two video game podcasts. One is live stream on Twitch, the CFG Gamecast. We've been doing that for about 2 years, and that actually helped me to be able to get a podcast at the Review Journal, where it was like literally like the first week that I was there, and I was getting shown around and stuff like that, and the director of digital content was like, "Hey, meet Lucas. You guys both," because he is the writer for like video games for the editorial side of the Review Journal, and he's like, "Oh, you guys should do a podcast together." Yeah.
So how does that work? That's your own podcast, not associated with the
no,
with the Review Journal?
It is associated. Yes. So this was at work that happened. So what we had to do was.
So you're getting paid to podcast?
Yeah, I'm getting paid to.
What, son?
Yes.
Like your job is to go there and just talk shit. Oh my God! How do I get that job?
Yes. So it was crazy because it was like, so we did a little test episode and stuff like that, and had sent it over, and our podcast was chosen to be produced and stuff like that.
Oh, congratulations!
Yeah.
How many podcasts was it chosen out of?
I have no idea as far as I did. All
you know is that you guys got the most juice. So
I mean, well, I think too, it was very much a niche that the Review Journal hasn't really. And they haven't really tapped into yet, right? Obviously, with the papers, generally you're going to have an older demographic. But there's a whole younger demographic, too, that, it's like, all right, how do you communicate with them or actually, create something that they are going to enjoy or want to see, then bringing them into, that whole Review Journal ecosystem and whatnot.
How do we get more eyes on us?
Right, exactly.
Video games, kids, we're lacking this demographic. Oh,
right.
Man, perfect.
Yeah.
So I guess right place, right time.
Yeah, exactly. And it's something that, I mean, I had pitched it before, and I couldn't get anybody to bite as far as with it. And this was at my old job. And, being able to do this and the guy knew that it was something that I had already done. I've been doing because we were in the CFG Gamecast. We had been. We actually just celebrated our 100th episode.
Hey, congrats. That's work. Is it weekly?
That's a weekly podcast.
You said 2 years. So
Yep. So it's
pretty
crazy.
Awesome, man.
Yeah, it's
the consistency
crazy.
and dedication that you got to have to constantly put out weekly is tough.
Right. Not only that, but that was from a guy that I met from streaming. He had come up to me about it because he runs a website, confreaksandgeeks.com. And he had asked me if I wanted to do a podcast.
Freaks and Geeks. I love that.
Con Freaks and Geeks.
Yeah.
He goes out to a ton of conventions. So, things have really slowed down. Things are starting to pick back up for him now that they're having conventions and stuff like that. He's going to start going to some slowly and then next year probably get back to more normal. But, yeah, it was really having that and knowing that I already had a base for it. Because Lucas and I, my co-host, we do all our own recording, editing, knock out promos and stuff like that for it to do it. So we're completely self-contained. Yeah. Whereas the other podcasts have an editor and stuff like that.
Makes it a lot easier. You just go and talk on that one, and everybody else does everything else.
Right.
There's a person at each step.
Right. Exactly. It's like we're self-contained as far as with the series. So it's been a lot of fun. Being able to do that and create that, and actually going into the pandemic and whatnot, it actually really had a positive effect on our podcast because
more ears, people are staying at home. They're looking for things to do.
But now it made these bigger stars and these bigger name people within the video game industry. Exactly. Yeah. Because now it's all digital and people are a lot more, as opposed to, hey, you're in Vegas, can I get you? Or let me try to catch you at a convention or something like that. Now we're able to have an isolated time. So we've been running it digitally like that since March of last year. And that has been a huge, we've had Jennifer Hale, Nolan North, some of the biggest names in voice acting and in video game development. It's been
awesome.
Nuts. It's been
So is your podcast only audio?
No, it's video as well. So I run it through vMix. So I'm live switching as we're recording. So we're recording both video and audio at the same time. And then I just switch it. I just switch it from my place. Yeah.
Man, I'm going to have to take some notes from you because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I just wing it most of the time. Watch a lot of videos and try to learn. I'm like a one-man army till Kyle came.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm used to is that because, again, I've been streaming for 4 years now or something like that. So it's I've gone through and I have a kind of similar a little mini studio in a bedroom where it's just got all my my computer bills, my mic, my everything that I need as far as with that.
Is that how you play most of your games? Is just computer?
That is also my gaming PC.
Oh, I know you're
I
serious.
beefed it up. I beefed it up. Yeah. So
yeah, you're serious about your video games. Any person that plays on PC is all right, don't fuck with them. I'm not playing Call of Duty with that guy. Command and Conquer, kiss my ass. We're sticking to the Xbox. I got to equal the playing field. It's just the mechanics. You can turn faster, shoot faster, zoom faster. The PC is from what I've heard.
For aiming wise, for sure. There's still games that I'll use a controller. Or like for me, I play a lot of Destiny 2. I started playing Destiny on PlayStation. So like Destiny will always feel right to me playing it with a controller. Unless I'm doing like trials, something competitive, then I can switch over to keyboard and mouse.
I was thinking, I guess it doesn't even matter now that it like PC, you know, your graphics is dope, then you got a little connection, you put it on your TV, you have a controller.
Right.
Who the fuck cares if it's PC, Xbox, PlayStation? It doesn't really matter. I'm on the TV with a controller in my hand.
Exactly. And that's really what I feel the shift that we're seeing in video games and in that space is as cloud gaming becomes more and more of a thing. Look at the model that Xbox has gone and the way that they've gone. I feel like they've done brilliantly. I've never owned an Xbox in my life, but I do have Game Pass. I do have Game Pass on my PC. So now I can play, because Microsoft's like, look, we don't care where you play it. We just want you to, you want to play games, you can play it wherever you want to play it. Just come into our, our domain, ecosystem. Let us come on in. We got you. You know what I mean? So like, and they've been making power moves, and they've been making solid moves in the gaming space where I feel like PlayStation is
lacking a bit.
They are very, they're very just, this is what we do. And I feel like they're very locked down, but they're not really shifting and moving,
adapting with the times.
Yeah. They're behind on the cloud gaming space. They had to buy into Microsoft to be able to, I think, tap into their infrastructure. Because at this point in time, you're not going to be able to catch up. You know what I mean? Now I'm gonna pay to be able to get into what you've already built. Yeah. Because they realize they're lacking in terms of that stuff. And you're even seeing more PlayStation games now moving over to PC as well. So they're loosening up crossplay. That's becoming, they realize that they can't, they were so adamant about not having crossplay. Now they're like, but that's
it's so dumb. It is so dumb. Yes. Because when it comes down to it, like, as you were saying, 10 years, 15 years ago, it was like the PlayStation versus Xbox war, and then you had PC over here. You're a weirdo if you play that shit. And then over the times, at least for me personally, I'm like, I don't fucking care.
Right.
Hey, PlayStation, you got a nice game? Cool. Let me grab a PlayStation controller and play it. Xbox, you got a nice game? Cool. Same thing. So it's... That's still recording? I heard that one's still going. That one messes with me. But it's like, who cares, man? And then with cross-platform becoming more relevant, more of a thing, more games, I guess more licensing deal agreements, I'm assuming.
Studios are getting bought up too. So they're buying
more monopolized market. So, it makes more sense. And plus there was this shit talk for years. Hey, man, if you were playing on Xbox, I'll beat your ass. All right, now we could... Hey, man, what's up?
Yeah. Let's play together.
Let's go.
It doesn't even matter.
Exactly. Jump on, PlayStation guys.
Right.
Don't fuck with the PC guys. They're weird. They beat us all. Man, so esports, do you play any sport games?
And in terms of esports, that's more classified. So like, are you familiar with like League of Legends?
I'm thinking EA Sports or something.
And
maybe a little bit, man. I'm like I said, I'm getting old. I'm losing track of the times.
Which esports and people,
my video games are gonna talk. Video game friends, don't talk too much shit about me, all right?
Don't worry, I'm gonna learn them.
I'm trying to keep up. I'm learning all the fucking acronyms and all this shit from the PC here.
Yeah, so like, and in terms of that, I'm thinking like more like League of Legends. I know League of Legends is probably one of the biggest esports. Overwatch, Call of Duty, Rainbow. I think not Rainbow Six. But although they do some events and stuff like that, but
esports is like the main, the big event.
Esports as a whole is essentially it's think of it as in traditional terms of as a sport, the NFL, MLB, whatever. No, that's not a good example. That's not a good way to. So esports as a whole is more of a competitive, because it could be any kind of game, but it's a competitive, a game played competitively within rules and boundaries, almost like
so it's like a league.
It's like a league, yeah. Okay. And some of them have leagues. Some is more like tournaments and things of that nature. I guess maybe I need to. I think I need to brush up on what exactly esports are. But
MLG, that's one of the leagues.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, exactly.
So that's a league. Esports is a league.
No. So esports isn't a league. They're like an organization within. Esports is like the ever-encompassing. If I were just to say sports,
esports is the man.
Esports is the same
that
as
oversees
sports.
everything, or make sure everything stays within the rules.
No.
Football. Just think of it.
That's what I was kind of thinking.
No. But it's not like a specific. Esports is the whole. Like that is the very top umbrella. Underneath esports, you could have like you said, MLG. You could have the Overwatch League, the Call of Duty League, Super Smash. Things of that nature.
I got you. Everything that falls in.
Yeah, within that, and there's
sub-genres
and it's crazy too because now you have the CENC, which is the college, the collegiate esports network, and this and that, like
games.
But they do it at a competitive level, at a super competitive level. It's not easy. Like some of them, like I think Call of Duty League, it's like 25 mil for the teams to buy into the league, which is crazy because there's no way in hell they are making a profit on this shit. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah.
Especially the fact that because they built it out for people to be live in the actual arenas and stuff like that. They're trying to build because you have like NFL owners and stuff like that are also owners now in these leagues. So they're tossing a shit ton of money at it, but nobody really kind of like it's not the structure. It's just not there yet on that. I think there's a lot more. And especially, you got to think these kids are kids. So they need media training and stuff like that. Like there's a lot of things that are missing as far as with that. And you don't, what
in terms of building it up. Like having, for instance, the one guy I know, Ninja. If Ninja was a part of, esports, he could build it up by using his voice. And he's the person in front of the camera versus, like an 8-year-old kid. He's like, I play video games.
Right, exactly. But like creating characters, you know what I mean? I mean, think of it in traditional terms of sports, each team has their superstar or this and that, and you get, little exposés on them.
And you get
exactly. Yeah. So like you get, there's not really a lot of characters, but this is more for America. In Asia, like League of Legends, those are freaking superstars. They are superstars over there.
I'm sure.
So yeah, it's crazy because you'll see that and like they're like their stadiums, they're packing shit ton of people in these stadiums for these esport tournaments and finals and stuff like that. It's nuts.
Well, around the world, you're gonna have different things that kind of outshines other countries. For instance, our American football. We're shitting on any other country that's attempting to play football, or the Canadian Football League. We get all the shine, whereas video games is taking off, and probably Japan and China and shit like that. We'll catch up.
Yeah.
We'll catch up.
No, it's deep. It goes deep.
Man, my daughter plays Roblox. She's 4, and she holds the 2 joysticks on the Xbox like this, and she kicks ass.
Yeah.
She plays this little this little piggy game where the pig tries to kill her, and she has to escape.
I totally know exactly.
And she's like, "I escaped, Dad! Look!" And she's escaping damn near every time now. She's putting the moves on the piggy and shit. So I'm like, all right, little hand-eye coordination coming up. Maybe I should be prepping her to be my little money machine. Hey, baby, let me record you beating these little kids' ass on the little piggy game. We're gonna make a few dollars. Shit, I'm buying all the food and the clothes and shit. I need you to, do your part.
Like that goes to the college fund.
Yeah.
Hey, they stop recording. I just hit the record button again.
Yep. If worse comes to worse, just turn it on, turn it off, and then hit record. That's like my thing to do. I turn it off, turn it on, reset that shit, and then hit record again. Yeah. But man, we've been talking video games. I know we live in Vegas. A lot of sports. Do you actually watch any type of actual sports?
Yeah, I'm a Bears fan. Which it's been rough.
My buddy Carl is a Bears fan. I told him I've been doing team outlooks recently, and he was like, "Man, you better leave my fucking Bears alone. They'll talk your shit."
Well,
so it's coming.
The disturbing part is that Carson Palmer is still. Wait, is it Carson Palmer? Not Carson Palmer. Andy Dalton is still the number 1 QB right now, as of right now.
Justin Fields is going to come in.
Oh my gosh.
I was playing pool.
I could not believe that.
Yeah, I'm sitting here playing pool, and I'm like, this motherfucker keep falling. And I'm looking, I'm like, they need a receiver. They're not going to draft a quarterback. I was like, this motherfucker might fall down to like 10, 11, 12 spot. And then he fell to 10 right to the Bears, and I was like, what the fuck? How lucky was that?
That was crazy.
And you guys have a rich history of fucking quarterbacks' careers.
I know. I'm nervous. I'm nervous for
quarterbacks just cannot get it going in Chicago. But Justin Fields seems like he has all the talent in the world. The dude could bomb the ball like 75 yards. He's ridiculous.
Well, the disappointing part for me was that I really felt like they needed to get rid of the coaching staff and the upper office. So they have not, like, just the calls that they, because, again, you got to remember, all right, so for college, I am totally a Tar Heels fan. Mm-hmm. So I was happy. I was actually happy with Trubisky. People are like, you're crazy, you're an idiot.
And you're like, no, he's not.
I was like, no, dude, he's pretty solid, dude. Like, I was like, I think he could do some things.
That's a basketball town.
Don't take
the football
we have a
player.
solid football town. We have a football team. But, I mean, I think that he could have, I just felt like they were trying to make him a pocket quarterback, and he is not a pocket quarterback by any means. Mm-hmm. So I really felt like he just was never able to get a good rhythm and stuff like that. Bears always, I mean, it's just weird how, like, you feel like they're like, all right, man, maybe this year we have a solid team. Mm-hmm. And then it doesn't happen. So it's just like, damn.
I feel your pain, man. I'm a pre-Tom Brady Buccaneers fan. I've been rocking with them. I got some shit in here that's Tampa Bay somewhere. I'm a huge Laker fan, as you can see. But there we go. I got a little hat up there. I've been rocking with the Buccaneers for a long time. I've been struggling for a long time. It was damn near 2 decades, in between those Super Bowl wins. But it's like we weren't even relevant then. We were just trash, always.
Right.
So I feel your pain.
One of these days, we'll get back to that. I remember it was a little bit after I moved out here the last time that we were in the Super Bowl, and Peyton Manning just systematically destroyed us. Remember Devin Hester ran back that opening kick, and it was just like, oh!
And a punt that game, right?
Yeah, no, dude.
And you guys didn't
the only scoring that we got.
He opened up the kick. We were all like, man, this dude is a legend. Yeah. And then Peyton Manning went to work. The offense, was the offense. And then the defense just tried their best. They were just like, hang on, man.
And that's always been, you got to think, too. We did that. Who was that? Was that Rex Grossman? We did that with Rex
Grossman. And who's the other guy that got some playing time? It was Rex Grossman.
Was it Orton? Or
Kyle Orton?
Or Orton. Yeah, I think it might have been Kyle Orton.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. No, I mean, that was our defense and our special teams that took us to the Super Bowl.
Devin Hester and Brian Urlacher and the boys. Man, you guys were... Oh, man. I think you gave up like 11 points per game and you scored about 12. Yeah. Ran that shit to
every
the Super Bowl.
Every game was a heart attack. Like, come on.
Come on, Devin Hester. Please return this shit back.
We need some points, man. Like, come on.
Hey, Devin Hester was that guy, man. I remember before him, Dante Hall was just the guy returning kicks, returning punts for the Chiefs.
Yep.
Was just nasty. Mm-hmm. And then Devin Hester was like,
he blew that.
I'm the greatest of all time at this shit.
Yes.
And me being, the guy that I am, I'm 5'9", about 170. If I'm on the kick return and I have these motherfuckers coming at me full speed like that, that's why I stopped playing football. I was like, this shit isn't fair. I'm not fast.
Oh, no.
And I'm small as hell. This guy is 250 pounds, runs a 4.5, and he's coming to take my fucking head off.
Right.
If he makes me fumble, he gets a contract.
I'm done.
Nope.
Good.
When I understood that, I was like, in my football days. Devin Hester is not that big of a guy.
Right.
Yes, he has lightning cheetah speed.
Yeah.
But he's not the biggest dude in the world. And to be back there and say, man, I'm about to make you 11 my bitch, and I'm taking this back to the house, and there's nothing you could do. Mm-hmm. That's dope.
Yep.
And same thing on the punt return. The punter's like, I'm going to kick the ball as high in the air as I can so my guys can get over there and fuck you up. And he's like, man, as soon as it touches my hands, I'm about to make all you look like a fool.
Exactly.
That takes a lot of balls.
That's crazy. He is crazy, dude. He was crazy good, man. Like, that was, I'm glad that, because I think he'll end up, I mean, how does he not end up in the Hall of Fame? For
crazy. Sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Couldn't catch the ball worth a damn as a receiver. Wasn't that great as a corner, but man, oh man.
Damn, he can run that ball back, though. Kick it to him, he gone.
He said, I just need a little bit of open space to operate and get these moves going. But yeah, Hall of Fame for sure.
Yeah. If they, that'd be crazy if they didn't. He was awful. Wasn't he also off that Miami team that had like, oh my goodness, was it? It wasn't Tebow. That was Florida. Was it Miami or was he on the Florida team?
I mean, I know the early 2000s was a super Miami team.
It was a super Miami team,
Ed Reed, they had Clinton Portis.
Yeah,
I
think
all them guys.
He was either a part of that team. I'm pretty sure it was that team, or it was the
he was on the Miami. He was
on Miami, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay, he was on that crazy ass team that was just like, oh shit, like that's basically NFL pro team versus
yeah, right. All of these guys got NFL speed. That's why college isn't that fun. Like I don't watch it when you take away the video game.
Wait, so you don't like watching college?
Because the same teams win every year. It's like okay. Alabama comes out, they spend this many millions of dollars in recruiting. Right. They go take all of the great stars. And then on the flip side, if you're a college guy, you're like, hey, man, if I go to Alabama, I'm going to have a pretty good chance of getting drafted to the NFL.
Right.
Fuck going to Florida Athletic or Atlantic. You know what I'm saying? Or even Texas. All these teams going to the SEC. And it's overwhelming conferences. And it's not fair.
Yeah, I could see that.
It really isn't.
Yeah, I could see that. Because you're right. It does end up being like the same people.
Alabama is winning every year. Ever since Nick Saban got fired from I think it was the Dolphins and went to Alabama, what have they won? 6, 7 championships?
It's been ridiculous.
It's been Alabama. It's been Clemson.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
See, that's kind of how I feel about the NBA. Because I really fell off the NBA. I think I kind of just fell off of it like super hard. I don't even remember. It's gotten so, like, I don't know. It doesn't seem as competitive. They just build out these super teams, and then, you know what I mean? It's like, I feel like it's the same people always making the finals and stuff like that. And, like, it almost seems like, too, like, during the season, like, that some teams and some players and stuff like that, they don't really try that hard until, like, the last, like, till it really counts.
It up.
Yeah, and then they start ramping it up. And it's like, I get it. That's a shit ton of games, man. You know what I mean?
82
so it's like,
games.
Yeah.
I was spoiled because I started watching basketball heavy in about 2000, 2001. I was a baby still. But there's a cold motherfucking man, goes by the name of Kobe Bean Bryant.
Oh, yeah.
And he brought it 100% on both sides of the court every single time he touched the floor.
Right.
He was my Michael Jordan. That dude, he made you Tuesday night, what are you doing? I'm watching the fucking Lakers.
Yeah.
Fuck video games. I don't even want to eat dinner. I was 6 years old.
Yeah.
I don't want toys. I want to watch Channel 49, FSN West, put that Laker game, and I'm straight.
Yeah.
From 7:30 to 10:30 at night, I'm watching the Lakers. Because 82 games, he was killing guys.
Right.
He'll hang 81 on you on Tuesday night and make you look stupid. So I was spoiled. But I have seen that. I watch a lot of basketball. I do see that.
Yeah.
Guys coasting. That's why there's so many points being scored. A lot of guys aren't putting emphasis on defense because they're like, shit, I'll go out, score 30 points a game, make my max contract, my $40 million a year. I don't got to play defense.
Yeah.
But then there's some guys that are like, I'm gonna hang 25 on you, Kawhi Leonard. I'm gonna hang 25 on you, and I will not let you score.
Yeah, no, and I do. I always have an appreciation for that. Again, I had a when I played in high school, I had a very big emphasis on defense and stuff like that. So it's like, but yeah, I'm the same way. I grew up watching Jordan and stuff like that. Like those were the times, like people were getting in fights and you know what I mean, like shit was getting crazy and whatnot. And like nowadays, it's just like I don't know. It just seems
they can
kind of
shoot really good.
Like well, I mean, there's that, but like I mean, you see people flopping and stuff like that, and like
I'm not a big fan of that.
Yeah, it's just like I don't have the energy, I guess, I haven't for a while. I've been able to really invest in the NBA. MLB, like that's too many games, man. That's too many games for me.
That's double basketball, for people that's like, oh man, I don't want to watch 82 games. And it's like baseball, it's like I played 6 times last week and I play 7 this week. I'm like, all right, I'll catch a couple of them.
Right.
I'll see if my guy hit the ball a couple times.
Yeah.
I don't mean to shit on baseball players, but that shit is boring as
it's
fuck.
hard it is hard to watch from and again, that's I know there's a lot of people that really, really enjoy it. And I enjoy going to a game. I'd rather go to a game.
I've never been to one, but I heard it's a completely different ball game.
Completely different experience.
Pun intended.
But yeah, different experience completely from sitting in watching on TV. Like I can't do that. I have a hard time. I mean, I'll drink beers and whatever, but I don't really, for me, I'm just like, man, whatever.
Yeah, right. Football fan, Bears coming up. You say you don't really watch basketball too much. You watch hockey?
I'll watch a little hockey here and there. I'll watch some Golden Knights.
I'll watch it a little bit, man. I'm lacking in that department.
See, for me, that's another one, and I do enjoy watching it too. And if buddies, have something going on or whatever, I'll go and hang out. But I would prefer to be there live. Again, it's a whole different experience.
Oh man, hockey live would be fucking awesome. It's nuts. I'll get there soon.
It's nuts. Yeah, no, dude. And I haven't even been to a Golden Knights one. I used to work these. Who are the people? Who are the minor league hockey team that was at the Orleans
back in the day?
It wasn't even that. It was probably mid 2020 or not mid 2020s.
It was like COVID.
I'm living in the future, son. Shouldn't let that slip.
This should have been a minute ago,
I can't. It wasn't. I can't think of what they were. But there was a hockey team.
I remember.
They ended up possibly they were talking about moving them downtown or whatever, and I don't know what happened. It just
kind of fell apart.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. But doing that and then some other games. Hockey is fun to actually be at the games. Yeah.
I'm sure you could feel the energy and when guys smack the fuck out of each other. That's a good time.
Yes. Yep.
Man. Cody's and the Wranglers.
Wranglers. That's who it was. The Wranglers.
3 to 15.
Yep.
See, man, he's my Jamie. He's the Jamie from my podcast, David. He was on that shit. He said, man, the Wranglers, they play from this year to this year. That's why I'm trying to get this guy on the pod.
See, that
the manager.
Yeah. No, that is I would be over here clickety-clack with my mechanical keyboard shit, I got to turn down my
man, what the fuck?
Look, they're saying something.
Yeah, I'm hopefully Kyle can edit this shit out because I'm typing hard as fuck right now. Oh, man. Yeah. Well, Ryan, I wanted to ask you, what days do you stream?
So I stream Thursdays and Fridays, typically around 8 to 9 p.m. PST, and I usually have them later to midnight or 1 on Thursdays. And then Fridays, I'll just go. If people are playing, we'll play, or depending on what we're doing and stuff like that. And I just kick it and have a good time and hang out, man.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to check in. Well, every single time I have somebody come on my podcast for the first time. Oh, yeah, go ahead, bro.
Hey, you got any crazy Vegas stories you can say on camera?
Any crazy...
He's like, man, when I came here, he's married with kids and shit. We got they won't listen to Talksmack.
I do have a crazy story, but I don't think I can say it.
Okay. We'll talk about it off air.
Yeah.
Well, Ryan, every time I have somebody come on my podcast for the first time, I sit back and I shut the fuck up. I know I talk a lot. I'm going to give you your time to shine, and you let the cameras know what you want people to know, where to check you out at, social medias, anything coming up in the future. This is your time.
Absolutely. All right. So check me out. All my socials at Smitty2447. Check out at Lan Parties Pods. Or you can find us Google, Stitcher Radio, Apple Podcasts, anywhere that you get podcasts. That's Lan Parties, an esports or a video gaming and esports podcast, as well as the CFG Gamecast. We stream on Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, at CFG Gamecast is what that is, twitch.tv/CFG Gamecast. I stream Thursdays and Fridays on Twitch at twitch.tv/Smitty2447. And yeah, from there, reach out, talk. I play games. If you play games, holla at your boy. I got a little bit of everything: PC, Switch, PlayStation. I got what you need. But yeah, no. Again, thank you so much for having me on and letting me jibber jab here a little bit.
Oh yeah, man, it's always a good time.
Meeting you, man.
Yeah, likewise. And everybody that was listening to Ryan, you better write that shit down quick. No, I'm kidding. I'll make sure I put all of that shit in the description so people know where to find you at.
Right on.
I'm definitely going to check you out too, man. I might get in there and have a couple beers and talk some shit with you. So
absolutely.
Yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it. But everybody, that sums it up for another episode of Talk Smack with Mac. We out this thing.
Peace.